In the early 2000s, the internet was a digital Wild West, a place where anything seemed possible. On obscure forums, a mysterious user appeared, John Titor. He claimed to be a time traveler, a soldier from the year 2036, sent back to retrieve something vital for his future. Titor's posts were calm, detailed, and strangely convincing. He wasn't seeking fame, just sharing his story with anyone who would listen. He warned of a second American Civil War, a global nuclear conflict, and a world forever changed. To prove his claims, he posted diagrams and photos of his time machine, and explained the physics behind it with confidence. He answered questions patiently, never breaking character. Was he telling the truth? Or was this an elaborate hoax? Then, as suddenly as he appeared, he vanished. In spring 2001, Titor posted a final message. His mission was complete, and he was returning to 2036. He left one last cryptic piece of advice. Bring a gas can when you leave your car. After that, silence. The legend of John Titor was born, a modern myth for the internet age. His story became more than a hoax. It touched on our deepest questions about time, reality, and destiny. Titor's brief visit left an indelible mark on internet culture. He became a symbol of the mysteries just beyond our understanding. His story is still debated, analyzed, and retold. Sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones we can never fully prove or disprove. Who was John Titor? According to him, he was an American soldier from Tampa, Florida, born in 1998. In 2036, he was part of a military unit with a special mission, traveled to 1975 to retrieve an IBM 5100 computer. This old, bulky machine supposedly had a secret ability to debug legacy code, crucial for fixing a future computer bug threatening his world. Titor's stop in the year 2000 was just a layover to visit family and observe the past. He claimed his grandfather helped engineer the IBM 5100, making him the perfect candidate for the mission. Titor described his journey as dangerous and imprecise, involving powerful gravitational fields. He explained that each use of a time machine creates a new timeline, a new world, slightly different from the last. That, he said, was why his predictions might not come true in our world. He wasn't here to change history or save the world, just to do his job. Titor spoke of a future where communities were smaller and people relied on each other more. He was a visitor from one possible future, sharing a warning about what could happen if we weren't careful. The idea of branching realities was central to his story. It made his tale both more believable and impossible to disprove. Was he a prophet, a soldier, or just a storyteller? John Titor didn't claim to be a savior, just a witness. He described a slow-burning Second American Civil War, starting around 2004, dividing the country between city and rural communities. After a decade of unrest, he predicted the US would split into 5 regions. Then a brief but devastating World War III in 2015. Nuclear attacks, billions dead, and a world forced to rebuild from the ashes. Titor's future was bleak, technology simpler, life harder, communities closer. But he offered a twist. His arrival had already changed our timeline. His predictions weren't guarantees, just possibilities from his world. If disaster didn't happen, it was because we diverged from his path. This idea of shifting timelines made his warnings more compelling. Titor's advice was practical: learn survival skills, value loved ones, and don't trust centralized systems. Whether real or not, his message was about personal responsibility. He urged us to be prepared, not just for his future, but for any future. The power of his story was in the questions it raised. Could a warning from the future help us change our fate? How did Titor claim to travel through time? Not with magic, but with a C-204 gravity distortion time displacement unit, supposedly built by General Electric. The device, he said, was installed in a car, a 1967 or 1987 Chevrolet Corvette. It worked by creating 2 tiny black holes, manipulated by magnetic fields to distort space-time. The traveler didn't move through space. The universe shifted around them. The journey was slow and physically demanding. Titor posted technical diagrams and detailed explanations, mixing real physics with speculation. He described features like gravity sensors and a variable gravity lock system. Physicists noted his ideas sounded scientific, but were far beyond current technology. Still, his technical consistency impressed many. Over months of posting, he never contradicted himself. Whether real or fiction, the time machine became as legendary as Titor himself. It was a character in the story, mysterious, detailed, and unforgettable. On March 24, 2001, John Titor posted his final message and disappeared. He left behind a cryptic farewell and a community full of questions. Investigators tried to trace his digital footprint, but every lead went cold. The early internet's anonymity protected his identity. He was a ghost in the machine. For believers, this was proof he was from the future. For skeptics, it showed he was a careful hoaxer. Years later, a twist emerged. Titor's claim about the IBM 5100 secret debugging feature was confirmed by an original IBM engineer. This obscure fact, unknown to most in 2000, stunned the community. How did Titor know? Some speculated he was an engineer or had inside knowledge. In 2009, a private investigator linked the Titor story to a Florida lawyer, but the mystery remained unsolved. The trail went cold. The man behind the keyboard was never found. The legend only grew. Was John Titor a real-time traveler or a masterful hoaxer? His predictions of war and disaster never came true, but his story endures. Supporters point to his explanation. Our timeline diverged from his, so our future changed. This unfalsifiable claim keeps the mystery alive. Some details, like the IBM 5100, were eerily accurate. Titor spoke of a divided world and the dangers of misinformation, ideas that feel more relevant than ever. His story is now a modern folktale, reflecting our anxieties and fascination with the unknown. It explores time, causality, and the power of knowledge. The legend persists not because of evidence, but because of the questions it raises. If you knew the future, could you change it? The identity of John Titor may never be known. Perhaps that's the point. The power of his story lies in its ambiguity. The enigma of John Titor is now yours to ponder.